Hey everybody, stay tuned because this is going to be a metal-packed episode. I have several albums that I'm going to review, so buckle up, hold on tight, and enjoy the ride. Hey everybody, this is Sean, and welcome back to my channel, Some Dude in Texas. So before I get started on this week's roundup, I just wanted to give a shout out back to Anthony over there at the Metal Miners. I really appreciate the shout out he gave me at the end of his last episode. It really means a lot coming from you guys. If y'all haven't checked them out, be sure to go check out Metal Miners. That's Anthony and Cody. It's a father-son duo. Man, they got some great videos and a hell of a collection. And his motto is only the good stuff. And I tell you, that's what he's got. So be sure to go over there and check them out. And hey, thanks again, guys, for the shout out. It means a lot. All right, so this past week, there were a lot of new metal releases. So I've kind of shaved it down to about 4 or 5. And then I'm also going to talk about a couple that I didn't get to last week. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned last week, I had to record that episode early. So there were 2 I didn't get to talk about. So we're going to talk about those right now. I'm going to make it kind of quick. There's already probably a dozen or more reviews out there already, but I felt like I needed to go ahead and talk about them. So the first one is Memoriam, and the album is Rise to Power. Now, this is just that war type, lyric death metal, kind of mid-tempo, a lot of single note kind of riffs, but with some power chords, kind of like Bolt Thrower, right? I like it. I thought it was pretty good. There's definitely some technical parts to it, and there's just some good heavy grooves. If you like, Bolt Thrower, or even, I'm not saying it's Viking metal, but even if you like Amon Amarth, kind of that vibe, I think you'll dig this album. All right, so the next album is from the band. Hopefully I don't butcher it. I'm sure you've already figured out who it's going to be, but that's Ohio's Sangis. I'm butchering it, but Sangis Sugabog. The name of the album is Homicidal Ecstasy. I mean, these guys have been around since 2019, and like I said, it's probably already a dozen or more reviews on this, but this album, I mean, it's just a, kick in the gut. Just that brutal death metal with, kind of the gore and violent type lyrics. I mean, look at the album cover. It's really kind of creepy looking. If you haven't had a chance to see the video for Face Ripped Off, that kind of explains and gives the tone for the album, man. I tell you, it is not for someone with a weak stomach. But once again, man, it's just a heavy, brutal death metal. If you like that, I'm sure this will be right up your alley. This next album is from a band from Phoenix, Arizona named Carpet Bomb. And the name of the album is Awakened Terror. I really love the album cover on this. I think it'll look cool as a t-shirt. These guys, I don't think they're on a label. I think this is an independent release. And, it's raw, right? It's old school thrash metal. And so it's raw. Drums are a little rough, but you can still make them out. And the guitars, man, they just got a heavy crunch, and they're mixed pretty well as well. Kind of a, they got a little bit of a Slayer vibe to them. Now the vocals, they really kind of pop and kind of stand out, and I think that's mainly because there's really no effects on it. I didn't hear any reverb or any delay. They're just real dry. But like I said, it's a raw mix, but the songs, man, are well written, and it's just, good old school thrash metal. I'm looking forward to see what they put out next, and so on and so on. So if you like that old school thrash metal, definitely recommend checking out Carpet Bomb. I think you'll dig them. All right, now this next album is a band from Poland, and they're called Crippling Madness, and I have no idea what the name of the album is. I probably could have Google translated it, but I guess I'm a little lazy. So that's a pretty good indication to let you know they speak in their native tongue. So it's not in English, but vocals still sound good, and the music and the mix is just awesome. Man, it's got that old school thrash metal vibe to it. Now, the first couple seconds on the first song, it almost sounds like it's going to sound like Pantera or something off of the Cowboys from Hell album, like the B-sides. But then it just kicks in, and it's kind of early Slayer, early Sepultura. Now, the singer, I mean, he sounds like early Max, from the first couple albums. But he'll also hit kind of like a higher range scream, kind of like a black metal type scream at times as well. So if you haven't checked these guys out, I recommend them, man. Even though it's not in English, I think you'll still enjoy this album. The music and just the way the vocals sound is awesome. Once again, that's Crippling Madness, and I have no idea what the name of the album is, but check them out. This next album is from a band from Spain named Frozen Dawn. Name of the album is The Decline of the Enlightened Gods. And it's released on Transcending Obscurity. And there is, 10 songs on this album. Now it's listed as melodic black metal. And I'll be honest with you, I'm normally not a black metal fan. I never really got into it. Someone did post a comment on this and referred to it as happy black metal. That kind of made me laugh, so I figured, hey, I'll check it out. I was really surprised. I really like it. It's got some kind of, the solos and everything are some of them kind of slow, but it's kind of technical as well. Good, good mix, well written, and the vocals are just your normal kind of black metal vocals. But overall, I like it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good album. If you're into melodic black metal or just black metal period, check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Once again, it's Frozen Dawn. Name of the album is Decline of the Enlightened Gods. All right, this next album is from a band from Sweden named Carnosus. Name of the album is Visions of Infidelity. Now, this is their second full-length album. They've got one more, and then they got a couple demos. But you think from Sweden, you think this is going to be that HM2 guitar tone, but it's really not. It's a totally different tone. They've got them marked as like a death metal / thrash genre, but I just call this straight, fast tempo, technical death metal. Killer guitar work. The drummer on this is amazing. I mean, he's just all over the place, just fast tempo, amazing footwork. Vocals are more the kind of the higher pitch growl. And there's 9 songs on this album. And my favorite one's going to be the second track, Calamity Crawl. I mean, it's killer. It's got this kind of real cool, kind of fast-paced groove part to it that really caught my attention. But once again, if you like that more, faster pace, technical death metal, I think you'll like this band if you haven't heard of them already, and I think you'll really dig the album. So check it out. All right, now this last album, I'm going to be completely honest with you. At first, I passed it, just based off of the name of the band and the album cover. I wasn't familiar with them, never heard them. But something kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, check these guys out. Name of a band doesn't always reflect how awesome or how good, the music is. And I'll tell you what, I did, and I'm glad I did. Band is Flub out of Sacramento, California. Name of the album is Dream Worlds. Man, I'll tell you what, these guys, they're just amazing musicians, man. Just all around, just awesome. It just blew me away. Well, they got it described as experimental, progressive metal, deathcore. I mean, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's got a little bit of everything. It's like a buffet or like a potluck lunch. Have you ever been to one of those, at work or at your family reunion? You walk in, there's some tacos, some Chinese food, some spaghetti, and then, there's always that random bucket of chicken from the Colonel, that someone left. Well, that's this album, man. A little bit of everything. I mean, it's got heavy grooves, technical riffs, blazing solos, but then also some neoclassical kind of, court jester acoustic stuff as well. It kind of catches you off guard, and then all of a sudden they just pull that Band-Aid off and just punch you right back in the face and kick into the heavy stuff. It's just awesome, just well written. Like I said, not too technical to where it doesn't fit or catches you, too off guard, and just kind of messes up the song. I mean, it's just everything is just well written. And then the vocalists on this, they say they got one guy singing. I guess he's got, multiple personalities, because he's got different ranges, different tones. It's just kind of all over the place, but just awesome vocals. I mean, he'll have the low stuff. There's at times where he kind of reminds me of Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, kind of that lower kind of scream, but then he'll kind of clean it up a little bit. It sounds like Lamb of God as well. But then he's got this voice that sounds like Gollum, from Lord of the Rings, hello, my precious. You know, kind of that higher pitch, creepy vibe to it, and it's really cool, man. Once again, man, the album's just well written. These guys are just amazing musicians. If you're like me and haven't checked these guys out, once again, it's Flub. I highly recommend it, man. It's just a fun, killer album, man. So check them out. Well, that wraps up this week's Metal Roundup. I appreciate y'all watching. Now, I do know that In Flames did release a new album this week, and I figured that YouTube's going to be flooded with reviews on that album. So I decided to focus more on the more obscure releases or on releases from bands that haven't been signed yet. So that's why I didn't review this album. Now, if you like what you're seeing, please hit the like and the subscribe button. Leave me some comments as well. Let me know what you thought about these reviews, or if there's anything else that I missed that you think I should check out. So once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care. Y'all come back now, you hear?